I basically didn't like using chemicals in my practice, and I had one situation where my client was had a dog that had laceration, an injury, a cat, and I sutured it and told my client to use Hibitine, and she forgot to dilute it, and when she came back 10 days later, I removed the stitches and the wound totally fell apart. I thought of it and I thought, well, if this happened, it means that the healing was inhibited, and this solution is actually toxic not only to the bacteria, but it's also toxic to the cell. So I decided to formulate something different, and my grandpa was a herbalist, and I always hung out around him, and I started going in the books that he gave me a long time ago, and I created a formula, and we've been using it in practice, and we just called it Healing Solution just because it was for healing. I was blown away because not only that it was great for healing wounds, but I could clearly see that the swelling decreases, that the redness of the wound decreases. I started using it for insect bites and stings. It worked really well. Most people, when they think of a wound, they worry about infections, and I have done a little research on Facebook just recently, just wanted to know what people use, and most people would use Hibitine soap or hydrogen peroxide or iodine, and all those solutions are actually toxic to the cells because they're toxic to bacteria. They are toxic to skin. You prevent the skin from healing on some level. It'll heal, but you'll damage the margin of the wound, and it will not heal as well. Especially with peroxide, there is a huge damage to the cells, because when you pour peroxide on, it releases an enzyme from the cells which is called peroxidase, and it creates this surge of oxygen release, and oxygen actually will burn the cells because it's high concentration. When we use these chemicals, it damages the skin. When we use antibiotics for wound care, they create the likelihood of resistance of bacteria. I stepped on a dirty dog comb just about a month and a half ago, and I confessed, when I saw the whole spike about 3/4 of an inch going in my foot, I thought, uh-oh, this is pretty bad. And it was bleeding all over the floor. And I decided to use Healing Solution. I thought this is a real test. So I poured it on a bandage dressing, and I bandaged it to my foot, and I went to bed. And the next day it looked pretty good. So I took the bandage off, and that was it. Now the comb had, you know how sometimes when you comb dogs or even on human combs, there is this grime and grease on it. That's exactly what was on the spike. So I know that there was bacteria. And why I'm getting so excited about this is not even that we have Healing Solution, but the fact that it can actually really solve some of the issues with bacterial resistance. They say that every time we decide to go for something, we work for passion, that the universe will send us things and that will be provided. And I never knew what it feels like and looks like, but I know that with Healing Solution, it is like that. The ingredients sourcing was really important for us, and with all the products. When I looked for herbs, we definitely look for organic as often as possible, but many of the herbs that are organic may not be as good quality as some of the high quality natural herbs that are planted or grown without chemicals, but they're not certified organic. We source them from England, which is, you know, everyone imagines the herbal gardens in England, the Queen's Gardens. The second one is the packaging, because we know that plastic leaches in solutions and food items, and as you may notice, we package all the products in glass. it's important to know a little bit about the herbs that are in healing solution. There's calendula, which is mainly for wound healing, as most of you know. Then there's hydrostis, or golden seal, is amazing for antibacterial and antifungal protection. Yucca is also anti-inflammatory, and witch hazel is actually the ingredient that makes the swelling go down. I would urge you to try it yourself, because it really will speak for itself. Healing solution is a gift from the heavens. I sometimes feel of my grandfather, who really tried to teach me many things, and I think that he possibly has been helping to create this formula. We can really teach people how to look after the animals, and what they do, they actually learn how to do that with the animals, and they start making the changes themselves.